Jawaharlal Nehru, 1889–1964, stands as one of the most influential figures in modern Indian history, a leader whose vision, intellect, and dedication shaped the trajectory of independent India. As the country's first Prime Minister, he played a pivotal role in laying the foundations of a secular, democratic, and industrially progressive nation. Nehru's life and political career were intertwined with India's struggle for independence, and his leadership left a profound legacy that continues to influence Indian society and politics. Early life and education. Jawaharlal Nehru was born on November 14, 1889, in Allahabad, into a wealthy and politically influential Kashmiri Brahmin family. His father, Motilal Nehru, was a prominent lawyer and an early supporter of India's nationalist movement, which exposed young Jawaharlal to politics from an early age. Nehru's education was both eclectic and cosmopolitan. He attended Harrow School in England, where he received a rigorous education that emphasized discipline, critical thinking, and broad cultural awareness. He subsequently studied natural sciences and history at Trinity College, Cambridge, which helped him develop a rational and analytical approach to life. After Cambridge, he pursued law at the Inner Temple in London, qualifying as a barrister. Despite his privileged upbringing, Nehru was deeply influenced by the social and political injustices he witnessed both in India and abroad. Exposure to European liberal thought, combined with the political ferment of colonial India, instilled in him a lifelong commitment to social justice, democracy, and national liberation. His early experiences cultivated a sense of responsibility toward the nation, which became a driving force in his political life. Entry into politics and the freedom struggle. Nehru's political career began in earnest during the 1910s, when he returned to India after his legal studies in England. He joined the Indian National Congress, inspired by leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Annie Besant. Nehru's involvement in the nationalist movement deepened during the 1920s, a period marked by the rise of Gandhi's non-violent civil disobedience campaigns. He was a key participant in the non-cooperation movement, 1920 to 1922, and the civil disobedience movement, 1930 to 1934, enduring imprisonment on several occasions for his activism. Nehru's political philosophy was shaped by his belief in democracy, secularism, and socialism. Unlike some contemporaries who advocated for narrow communal interests, Nehru emphasized national unity and inclusive development. He believed that India's independence was not merely a political event but an opportunity to transform society, uplift the marginalized, and modernize the economy. By the 1930s, Nehru emerged as a leading voice within the Congress Party, articulating a vision of India that was both modern and egalitarian. His speeches and writings, particularly in publications such as Young India and Harijan, showcased his eloquence, intellectual depth, and moral conviction. Nehru's charisma and ability to connect with India's youth earned him the title, Chacha Nehru, reflecting both affection and recognition of his guiding role in shaping a new generation. Role in independence and partition. Nehru played a critical role in the negotiations leading up to India's independence from British rule in 1947. His political acumen and steadfast commitment to a secular India were instrumental during this period of intense communal tension. He was a strong advocate for the vision of a united India where people of all religions could coexist peacefully, even as the subcontinent faced the challenges of partition. Despite his efforts, the reality of partition led to the creation of India and Pakistan, accompanied by unprecedented violence and mass migrations. Nehru's leadership during this crisis focused on stabilizing the fledgling Indian state, ensuring the rehabilitation of millions of refugees, and maintaining democratic institutions amidst chaos. His commitment to secularism and pluralism became a cornerstone of India's identity, shaping policies aimed at protecting minority rights and fostering national cohesion. Prime Ministership and nation building. Assuming office as India's first Prime Minister on August 15, 1947, Nehru embarked on an ambitious program of nation building. His tenure, which lasted until his death in 1964, was marked by significant political, economic, and social reforms. Nehru's approach to governance combined pragmatic policymaking with visionary planning. He believed that India's progress depended on industrialization, scientific advancement, and education. Under Nehru, India adopted a mixed economy model, balancing state-led industrialization with private enterprise. The establishment of institutions such as the Planning Commission and the initiation of five-year plans reflected his belief in systematic economic development. Heavy industries, infrastructure projects, and the promotion of scientific research became central to his vision of a modern India. Notable initiatives included the establishment of the Indian Institutes of Technology, IITs, and the Indian Institutes of Management, IIMs, which laid the foundation for India's future as a hub of technical and managerial expertise. Nehru was also committed to promoting social justice. He championed land reforms, educational expansion, and the rights of marginalized communities. His policies aimed to reduce inequality, promote literacy, and create opportunities for upward social mobility. Nehru's emphasis on secularism and democracy ensured that India's political system remained inclusive, even as the nation grappled with linguistic, cultural, and religious diversity. Foreign policy and international leadership. Nehru's impact extended beyond India's borders through his visionary foreign policy. He was a founding figure of the non-aligned movement, advocating for India's independence from the polarized politics of the Cold War. Nehru believed that newly independent nations should pursue development and peace without aligning with either the United States or the Soviet Union. His principles of Panchsheel, 5 peaceful principles, guided India's foreign relations, emphasizing mutual respect, non-interference, and peaceful coexistence. Nehru's diplomacy also focused on regional stability. He promoted cooperation with neighboring countries and sought to address border disputes through negotiation rather than conflict, although tensions with China in 1962 challenged these ideals. Internationally, Nehru's stature as a statesman earned India recognition as a voice for decolonized nations, advocating for economic development, disarmament, and human rights. Legacy and cultural impact. Jawaharlal Nehru's legacy is multifaceted. Politically, he laid the foundations of a democratic and secular India, creating institutions that have endured for decades. Economically, he emphasized industrialization, scientific progress, and education, shaping the path for India's eventual emergence as a global power. Culturally, Nehru inspired a generation of Indians to embrace modernity while respecting tradition, fostering a sense of national pride and collective responsibility. Nehru was also a prolific writer, contributing works that reflected his philosophy, political thought, and vision for India. His books, including Glimpses of World History and The Discovery of India, reveal his intellectual depth, historical understanding, and passion for learning. These works continue to influence scholars, politicians, and students of history. However, Nehru's tenure was not without criticism. Some historians argue that his emphasis on state-led industrialization slowed agricultural reforms and that his handling of foreign policy, particularly with China, exposed India to strategic vulnerabilities. Others critique the centralization of power and bureaucratic inefficiencies that emerged under his administration. Nevertheless, these critiques coexist with widespread recognition of his vision, moral authority, and dedication to the nation's welfare. Conclusion. Jawaharlal Nehru remains a towering figure in Indian history, embodying the aspirations and complexities of a nation in transition. His leadership during the independence struggle, his role in shaping democratic institutions, and his efforts to modernize the economy and society reflect a remarkable blend of idealism and pragmatism. Nehru's commitment to secularism, democracy, and social justice continues to resonate in contemporary India, influencing political discourse and national identity. As India navigates the challenges of the 21st century, the legacy of Nehru serves as both inspiration and cautionary tale, a reminder of the transformative potential of visionary leadership, the importance of democratic principles, and the enduring quest to balance tradition with modernity. In understanding Nehru, one understands not only the history of India but also the aspirations, contradictions, and resilience of its people.